What's up, guys? I'm BTC. There's a couple of conventions coming up, and it looks like we're about to get a whole bunch of new stuff. Possible cinematic, new map, and more. First thing to briefly mention is the All-Star skins have now been added to the game. As you can see, the home screen has been changed. You can see these in a couple of different ways. You can just click the shop here. It'll take you right to it. And you can see the Tracer skin and the weapon for that. And then the Genji skin as well. That looks pretty cool. I like that. So if you want to find that, you can either just click on that. You can go to the Overwatch League and click on the All-Star thing. Or, of course, you can always go to the What's New, and you can just click on that right there. So you can check out all of it in-game. And, of course, they are now only 200 of those tokens instead of 300, which does mean that they're about 10 bucks each. Moving on, there's a couple of conventions that are coming up, and for a couple of reasons, we expect Blizzard is going to be showing off some brand new stuff. Whenever there's a convention and Blizzard has a panel, there's generally two types of things that they do. The first is they show off existing characters or maps or whatever it happens to be. Usually it's something that was just recently released, and they'll show off some behind-the-scenes artwork and how they designed it and all that sort of stuff, which is all fine and good and it's nice and cool to see. But the other type of panel that they have is when they talk about brand new stuff and they show off some teases about upcoming events. And it looks like Blizzard is going to be showing new stuff at these conventions. So the first event is going to be at an Overwatch fan festival in South Korea. It's going to be from August 22nd to the 23rd, and there's a bunch of stuff going on there. So this is what it looks like. They're going to have Jeff Kaplan, Matthew Hawley, Scott Mercer, David Kang, and Ben Dye. So there's going to be a bunch of stuff shown at this convention fan festival. Now, earlier in the year, Jeff Kaplan had a dev commentary where he talked about a bunch of different things. One of the things he mentioned was that South Korea specifically was going to be getting an extra surprise during the summer, and it's almost certainly going to be revealed at the Overwatch Fan Festival in South Korea. But just because it's being revealed there doesn't mean it's only going to affect those South Korean players. Usually whenever they announce something South Korean specific, it has to do with the PC Bang, the PC Cafe type things, because South Korean players generally don't play the game at home. They go out to these cafes and they buy times on these really high-end computers, and that's where they play it. But that might not be what he's referring to. Maybe it could be something else. It could be a cinematic. It could be some new type of event. It could be a new map or something like that. Any kind of thing, it just happens to be announced at the South Korean Fan Festival, which was the surprise that he was hinting at. There is some more stuff, we'll get back to that in just a second, because the other event that's going to be around the same time frame is called Gamescom. And for that, Blizzard has their own little app that shows off all their panels and all that sort of stuff. So at the very beginning, when it was first pushed, there was this screen right here which showed you one of the panels, and it clearly says Overwatch new content revealed. Now since then it has been changed and removed, so now it's just a generic Overwatch panel and that's it. It was a pretty safe bet that they were going to be revealing new stuff anyways, but this does seem to confirm it. So what kind of stuff are they going to be revealing? Well, it could be a new cinematic, but I feel like that really doesn't fit the description of new content reveal, because that's not really new content. I mean, yeah, it's cool to see, and it kind of, builds up the lore and stuff, but that's not really content when I think of content. I think of stuff that's in the game for content. And I think most likely what it's going to be is a new map, and possibly something else, because remember, in the dev commentary that Jeff Kaplan was talking about a while back, when they were first introducing the looking for group and endorsements, Jeff Kaplan said that there was a third thing they were going to bring about, but it was really big and it was going to take a little bit more time, and they expected it to come out sometime at the end of summer, early fall. Well, that's where we are right now, pretty much end of summer, early fall, so whatever that third big thing was going to be should probably be announced fairly soon. So what could it be? Well, if they're building upon the earlier social systems, the endorsements and the looking for group, there's really only one really big social system thing that they could add that would take all this time, and that would probably be a guild system of some sort. I mean, you already have endorsements, so you're supposed to know, or at least have a kind of a good idea at who is a good player and who isn't a good player, or at least not good in terms of skillful, good in terms of cooperative and that sort of deal. And then, of course, you've probably already added a bunch of friends from the looking for group system, finding people that way. So the next thing that kind of makes sense is channeling all that into a guild system. So that would be my bet. If they're going to announce some sort of big social system, the third part that they were hinting at earlier in the year, that would be what I think it's going to be. The other possible things could be a new map or a new cinematic. And I know people are kind of pointing at the whole Korean fan festival event thing as it's going to be something Korean related, like maybe a Korean map, or that the cinematic could be Diva because that's where she's from. Also, the Gamescom, the picture, little poster thing that they're using to advertise it, it does have Diva on it, but that doesn't really mean that it's absolutely going to be Diva because, I mean, they've released lots of posters for other stuff in the past, and the characters on those posters have had absolutely nothing to do with the reveals that they're doing and all that sort of stuff. All of this stuff should be revealed in about a week from now. As far as what are the chances of each thing, I think a cinematic has a pretty good chance. Whether it's Diva or not, I don't really know. A new map, I think, is kind of iffy, because we got Rialto not too long ago. We also got the Petra map for Free-for-All, and we also got the new Busan map for Lucio Ball. Now, I realize that Petra and the Lucio Ball map aren't exactly like big main things. They're not used in quick play or competitive. They're arcade style. But I mean, that still takes development time in order to make that stuff. So I just don't really see a new map getting released this quickly. I mean, it's possible, but I would think that maybe they might tease it or kind of like hint at it a little bit, but I'm not really sure we're going to get a brand new map anytime soon. I think we're probably going to get a new one sometime towards December time frame, would be my guess. Now, as far as a new hero, no, that's definitely not going to happen. They're not going to announce that until BlizzCon. And I think the new social system could possibly be announced, or maybe it could just be something completely brand new and totally unexpected that we really have no idea about. They might be adding something completely different to the game. We'll just have to wait and see. But what do you guys think it's going to be? If it's a cinematic, who do you want it to be? Who do you think it's going to be? If it's a new map, what kind of map would you like? Leave all your comments down below. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to see more, subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss anything. Also, come hang out in my Discord server and my Twitch live stream. Special thanks to my Patreon supporters. If you'd like to see what kind of cool VIP rewards you can get, check the links down below. And remember, always blame the controller, because it's never your fault.